Welcome to the Nostalgia Test Podcast, the show where two longtime friends put their mainstream pop culture past to the ultimate test, the Nostalgia Test.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I think so. Let's do it. Are you, though?
Oh, I'm ready, dude.
One?
I've been thinking a lot about it. I don't know if I'm angry, but I'm not angry. We'll get to it. We'll see.
Okay.
It's there, but you know. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the Nostalgia Test Podcast. I'm Dan Dissinger here in LA, and I'm here with my friend and co-host Manny Coelho there in New York. Manny, what's up?
What's going on, Dan?
How
Party on.
Yeah, party on, dude.
Party on. And
Party.
I think like we're repeating. I feel like it's almost deja vu, right? Wasn't that used in the last? If you haven't heard the last episode, party on
has been a contentious catchphrase, and we're going to get into that. But
yeah.
It's been a pattern here. I think in the 90s, partying. You know,
Partying.
A lot of partying.
Party on, dude.
Yeah, party on, dude. And today we are doing, I would say out of all the episodes so far, probably the most notable besides Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, do you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bill and Ted was...
Yeah,
this one's definitely, I think, more notable.
Yeah, and to let everyone know, we are talking about the 1992 American comedy Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, party time, excellent.
I mean, I know. But that's the thing. Like, you see, like, I hear Wayne's World, and I think there are things about Wayne's World that immediately I think about, and it makes me happy, and I smile.
Yeah.
Then I sat and watched the movie, and kind of don't know what's happening. But, I mean, first impressions, Manny, before I even get into any facts.
Before you get into your facts,
I just want to go
my first impression, I actually liked it more than I remembered. I remember I liked this movie back in the day, but I wasn't in love with it. Okay, I wasn't like, I quoted like three of the things, like the Wayne's World or Party On or Not. Like Not was a big thing, remember? Like you say something
absolutely.
like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. Not, like that's what I remembered, right?
Yeah.
But I actually enjoyed it. I actually watched this back to back with Bill and Ted, and for some reason, I enjoyed this more, even though it was sketch after sketch after sketch after sketch. There was nothing. This movie was just like an ADD heaven.
Oh, there was nothing to anchor yourself to in this film. Nothing at all. I mean, I had nothing. And I think that's what bothered me probably so much, that like there was no world. There was nothing. You
couldn't suspend your belief at all. You're like, this is nothing. This is every cut is
suspend my belief. I think they needed to suspend, not like unsuspend their belief that there was a world around them. It was like they lived in a dome. I have no idea how this even came about. But just a few facts before we're already there. We're there. We're already in it. But Wayne's World, from the Wikipedia page, is a 1992 American comedy film directed by Penelope Spheris, produced by Lorne Michaels, and written by Mike Myers alongside Bonnie and Terry Turner. Based on the Saturday Night Live sketch of the same name, it stars Myers in his feature film debut as Wayne Campbell and Dana Carvey as Garth Algar, respectively, a pair of rock music fans who broadcast a public access television show. It also features, and this was crazy, it features probably the craziest amount of actors of all time: Tia Carrere, Rob Lowe, Laura Flynn Boyle, Brian Doyle Murray, Chris Farley, Ed O'Neill, Ione Skye, Meatloaf, and Alice Cooper. And also one of my favorite characters. I mean, and one of my favorite actors, I'm just going to give him a shout out, Lee Tergesen from Oz, who, Tobias Beecher from Oz. In it, which it's so hard to see him in anything else because he's literally just, to me, Tobias Beecher from Oz.
Oh, yeah, man. Dude, he was in the background in one of the most famous scenes in this movie. Oh, so, like, I mean, he's there. He's in a lot of this. He's in a lot of it.
And he does one of my favorite things, the countdown, when he was like 3. And it, like, they're like,
the hand job.
Oh my God, everything. But like, okay, so there we go. That's Wayne's World. Oh wait, one of my favorite parts about doing the facts.
Money
Yeah.
facts.
So
Come
the
on.
budget of Wayne's World was $20 million, which blows Bill and Ted's budget out of the water, and it's obvious because this is a Saturday Night Live film. I mean, this is probably the most. I think they said the most successful film out of a Saturday Night Live sketch, and so on and so forth. So you have $20 million budget, and it made $183.1 million. That
Dude,
is
still one of the highest grossing, if not, I believe the highest grossing SNL film based on a sketch. And also I heard it didn't even take that long. Like this was filmed in like 30 something days, 36, 30,
34 days.
34 days. It was
Can you
filmed.
imagine that? 34 days?
The director was like, if they wanted to improvise something, they're like, if it could be done in 26 seconds, we could do it. Like, go ahead. They only shot things like 2 or 3 takes. It's
Oh my
crazy.
God, that is crazy. Some of my favorite people in this film, Laura Flynn Boyle, who was coming out of Twin Peaks, which I love that show, and those movies. So it was
Oh
really
yeah.
and she was one of the funniest people. I would have to
She
say,
the one, the obsessed girl.
yeah, the ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
She
Yes.
definitely, to me, was one of the funniest characters in the film. Like anytime I saw her, I was like, all right, something really hilarious is going to happen here. I was really happy to have her in that film. But on top of that, the film was nuts. Like
Nuts.
absolutely, like
Everywhere.
going back to what we said, like
Nonstop.
to me, it was not even anchored in a reality, because if they show the end of one show in the beginning of the film, it starts there on where we see Rob Lowe, and Rob Lowe's watching. What's funny is like this public access show is huge.
Huge.
Now, have you ever watched public access television?
No.
Me neither.
No, I'll take that back. I've flipped through
Mm-hmm.
and like watched like 10 seconds of it, and I'm like, yep, not watching this.
Yeah.
Like, but apparently this thing was being watched everywhere. What were they trying to compare this thing to? I don't know. But apparently everyone loved it.
Everybody loved it, and they loved it so much that like Rob Lowe saw it. I mean, we'll get to what Rob Lowe is. I mean, spoilers ahead, but I mean, he's insane. This guy, his whole character is so weird. But like, he saw this as a
it was the first time he was in a comedy.
Yeah.
He wasn't, he was part of the Brat Pack.
That's right.
So like this was like out of his comfort zone to be this way. But yet, fast forward to like recently, he was in Parks and Rec. But he also did Tommy Boy.
Oh, I mean, he was great in Tommy Boy.
Yeah,
amazing. So I think
this kicked it off. Like this made him
get
out of his comfort zone and kind of be like that good-looking guy who's supposed to be serious, but he plays like his comedy was his awkwardness is, I guess, his comedy. I don't know. It was good. He laughs at himself.
Yeah. He was like a funny version of Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Like at some point, I thought he had like a closet full of like dead hookers or something. Like he freaked me out at some point. His apartment was too clean, and he had so many pleats in his pants. It was crazy. But like, what was weird? Again, he saw this public access show in the basement
while he was like with this random chick.
Yeah, who never comes back. She's gone.
You never see her again.
No. That's what I mean. You never see her again.
No.
He probably killed her.
This movie is actually the making of American Psycho.
Yeah, this is the behind the scenes of American Psycho.
He's actually dreaming. That's why you can't really find this world, because it's in his head.
Yeah.
Like he made this all up.
Dude, okay.
This world only exists in Rob Lowe's character's head.
Imagine that. Imagine like you watching
after he's decapitated this one girl.
At the end of
because he was upset about somebody's business card having better paper.
So he went home, took a nap. For some reason, he imagined himself in this world.
End of the podcast. End it here.
Rob Lowe's Patrick Bateman.
Rob Lowe's Patrick Bateman in a dreamland.
Oh my God.
This is what he was dreaming the whole time.
I wish we had a huge audience right now. Hey, someone cut us a commercial with Rob Lowe's Patrick Bateman. American Psycho.
And you just like open up to the next scene where he's about to like, chainsaw some girl's head off. Dude, it would work at the end of this movie if you fast forward to the movie. Like,
because
the
there's
amount of
no
endings
ending
there
to
were.
this film.
Yeah, there isn't. It ends weirdly. It ends so weirdly.
It like ends, and then it's just like, oh, we didn't like that one, so here's another one. Oh my god!
They can literally put this movie in American Psycho. Like, just put it in. Just plop it in.
I guess when Patrick Bateman's doing push-ups, and he's watching Wayne's World, and he imagines himself to be Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted more pleats.
More pleats.
Oh my god!
Raised print.
Oh my god!
So that was Rob Lowe's character. We have any. So he's supposed to play like a producer, right? He's kind of like a Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, he's like a producer for a TV show, Well, actually, I don't know, right? Because like for some reason, his boss is this guy who makes games, has arcades.
No,
so he's a marketing. What does Rob Lowe do for a living?
What is Rob Lowe's character? What does he do? He is he works for a firm that markets for things. And he does marketing for a marketing firm. And one of his clients is an arcade guy.
Right. Yeah.
There's a local arcade near where Wayne's World is publicly accessed. All right. Now that's completed. We figured out this is all for the local arcade. How much was this local arcade paying Rob Lowe?
That's what I want to know. How much money could they have actually had? How could that have been? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I love his friend. I mean, his partner there. Another amazing Kurt Fuller, another amazing actor. Oh my God,
he was great in this.
Wasn't he the bad guy in Ghostbusters 2? He was like the guy who sent them to jail, like sent them to a psych ward in Ghostbusters 2. He was in another great movie, No Holds Barred, where he was like a maniac in that film. But yeah, I guess you're right. They work for like some sort of advertising firm who their client is Brian Doyle Murray, a famous bad guy from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and he has an arcade company where they have arcades in malls, which don't exist anymore really. And they found this show, Wayne's World, to then use to advertise the arcades on. I guess that's it, right?
Because it's going to appeal to the kids.
But then
watch that show.
Okay.
Who happen to be 25-year-olds playing high school. Are they in high school?
Okay, this is another question. How old are Wayne and Garth supposed to be? Because they both still live with their parents who don't ever show up.
No.
So Wayne lives at his parents' house.
But do they drink at all?
I don't know.
I forget.
No, they hang out in that donut shop.
That's it.
Yeah.
But that donut shop has alcohol in it, I believe. Or maybe I'm just making that up. I wanted to have that because I feel bad for Al Bundy.
Oh my God, he's a maniac in this film.
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Because the next scene after they do their show...
I think they're supposed to be like just out of high school.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be just out of high school. They didn't go to college. Because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're high school kids. Maybe they're seniors. But they never talk about being in school.
They don't talk about doing anything.
They don't go to school. They play hockey.
But they have a license. So at least we know they drive. So they're at driving age, which I have no idea. 1992.
16, 17, I don't know. 15. I don't know.
See,
they look like they're 25.
Yeah. So I'm going to say
21.
Yeah.
20.
I'm going to say they're close.
Throwing numbers out there.
25. I think they can't be any younger than 25. There's no way.
We're going to say that.
Yeah, that's how what I say. And then they live at home. We never
So they're 20.
And that makes what? Does that make Rob Lowe what?
25. He went to college.
He's 25. And Wayne and Garth are 20?
He actually took Flanagan's job at a marketing firm.
Dude, he
Because
looks
he
like
went to
him.
college.
He literally looks like Brian Flanagan from Cocktail. Like he looks like if he graduated business school.
If he didn't go to Coghlan at the
Yeah.
DJ on
At the
Fridays.
crossroads of Cocktail, like Brian Flanagan went this way, Rob Lowe's character went that way.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay, back
So
on track. So they live at home. Wayne has okay. First of
what
all,
is it?
I don't know if we
So
go back from the front to the end of this movie. It's out of hand. There
no,
is no beginning. There
it's
is
so
no
out of
end.
hand.
There is no
This
middle to this
podcast is out of
movie.
hand because I don't even know where we are right here.
We are still 5 minutes into the film. 5 to 7 minutes
Okay.
into the film.
I need to get up for a second and turn on the AC because it's extremely hot right now. So hold on. So Wayne Campbell. What is it? So in the synopsis, what does it say? Doesn't it say how old they are?
Oh, and like the info and the facts.
Yeah.
Let's see, because like if this is going to be a thing, because I feel like I'm looking.
I need to know this answer.
I'm looking. He just lives with his parents in Aurora, Illinois. Spends his free time. I like how it says free time, quote, partying with his friends. Yeah, they don't tell me on Wikipedia how old these two characters are.
I think they're supposed to just be like
Ageless?
You know. Yeah, ageless. Dude, it's a dream world. Doesn't matter.
Well, it is kind of like a dream world, because think about the trajectory of what happens. They do that one episode. Rob Lowe sees him. He says, this is a great opportunity for me to steal some intellectual property and make some money, right? Next scene, they leave. They get in a car. Immediately, that Bohemian Rhapsody thing happens, which I never thought happened in the beginning of the film.
No.
I don't remember that as a kid.
I felt the same way, and I was like, I thought that part of the film happened like way later in the film. I did not remember that it was within 5 minutes of him explaining that he lives at his parents' house and he does this show and like says the quote about like, doing the Wayne's World for, getting paid. Yeah, when monkeys fly out of my butt. And then like all of a sudden they're in the car and they're going to pick up their drunken friend who's always drunk.
Dude, that
has
guy has
alcohol poisoning.
That guy looked like a heroin addict. Like,
bro, that guy, I was concerned for him.
Yeah. I was totally concerned. When I was a kid, I had no idea what was going on. I thought, oh, that guy's just drunk, I guess, or whatever. Now, as an adult, I saw that. I was like, I'm concerned for that guy. He was just on a bus stop bench. Like, he was just on a bench in the middle of Illinois somewhere. And they saw him, and they picked this guy up.
Yeah, and they're just fine with having this dude who just is like, whatever.
Could you imagine being that guy, though, and then having to be in the car? You're in the middle of the back seat, right? They're not even nice enough to let that guy sit in the front near an open window. They're like, all right, You're fucked up. We're putting you in the middle in the back seat, and then we're going to blast Queen in your face.
And he wants to get out. There's a part where he's like, please let me out, basically. Instead of like Figaro, he's like, I want to throw up. Like he wants to throw up.
He wants out of that car.
They're forcing this guy to stand around.
They don't hear him. They don't want to hear him at all.
No.
They're in their own world. Wayne is trying to hide his Canadian accent like the entire time. I mean, like I would say like most of the time during this movie, Mike Myers is like doing an impersonation of an American, because like his Canadian accent comes out so many times. I was like, whoa, wait a second. And then he goes back into being Wayne, and then he says something and it's like this weird Canadian thing. And I'm like, he is not on top of that. Like, but it was so weird for them to kind of put that Queen thing right in the beginning, because that's the most iconic scene in the entire film. Like that.
Bro, you know what that did for Queen's album sales?
Oh, they blew up.
They shot back up to number 2.
That's
in the billboards after that movie.
Wow.
Because of that.
Wow.
Crazy.
But think about it. Think about how like that scene in 1992 then spawned for years afterwards when we started having parties, and how many times we sang that entire song.
Better than Wayne and Garth, because they didn't know the words.
Oh, way better.
If you watch Garth, doesn't
never
know
knew the words. No, Dana
No.
Carvey did not know the words to that
He
song.
didn't take the time to do it. He didn't think it was going to be that big of a thing.
No.
They didn't even like doing it because they had to drive while they were doing it, and they actually didn't like it. But Myers wanted to put it in there because it reminded him of like headbanging, like with their friends driving. Dude, that spawned so many times of us like being at parties singing that song. Like, we were at a wedding. Shout out to Duck. And we like basically quack quack. We took over the wedding by singing Bohemian. Like it was playing, and we acapellaed the whole thing.
Oh my god!
Acapella. All because of this movie, if you think about it.
Yeah, there's no way that if this movie didn't come out, that wouldn't be happening in parties across Long Island, where like people would just get up and start singing that song. That song had become so big and iconic and it's a long song. You know,
it was a known song, but not to our generation like it was.
No.
Like unless you had a dad who was like, or parents who were like really into Queen and constantly playing Queen all the time. Yeah. I don't remember listening to that song until I saw this movie.
No, not at all. Not at 1992. I mean, 92. You have Nirvana. You had like grunge, and then all of a sudden, Bohemian Rhapsody becomes like the biggest song on the planet.
And then all of a sudden, you're listening to Queen's greatest hits.
Yeah,
and now
one of the greatest.
Greatest albums of all time. But now Queen is relevant again.
Yeah.
You know.
So crazy. Yeah, that scene happens so quickly, and then in the middle of that, or before or after that, they stop and Wayne looks at that guitar. They're basically setting up everything in the film on that drive.
Yes.
You know, from Rob Lowe to the show to then.
Well, yeah, he starts off with, what I really love is to do Wayne's World for a living. It might happen. Yeah. And monkeys will fly out of my butt. They do that. The Bohemian Rhapsody. And then they look at the guitar and they're like, I will have her.
Yeah.
I forget exactly what the quote is, but that's basically what he's looking to do, is have enough money to get this guitar.
Yeah, right. To get that guitar. And then do they end up at the donut shop right away, or that insane club?
Wow.
I think they're going to the club and then they end up, wait. No, they go to the donut shop first. So they drive all the way to this weird donut shop or diner.
Is that where they picked up the friend?
That might have been where they picked
outside of the donut shop.
No. They just went there.
Okay.
They do things with no reason to do them. They just do stuff. These two guys who don't change their clothing throughout the entire film, and days go by. I mean, the time passes, and these guys are in the same clothing, like they're cartoons.
Yes.
Like cartoon. Like you're right.
It actually is shot like a cartoon.
Yeah. Which was why it was so annoying, because it was a 95-minute cartoon, bro. I was just like, why is any of this happening? I was waiting for an anvil to fall on someone.
Yeah, it was a cartoon because you basically, every scene was just a new sketch. It was just a new joke. It was a new set up punchline, especially like, Wayne's like humor.
Yeah.
Definitely like a cartoon.
Yeah. But like, they went to the donut shop. That was a whole scene. And then Ed O'Neill has his insane psychopath like monologue. He's a maniac in this movie. It's almost like he killed his family from Married with Children, ran away, and then like got this job in Illinois to like run this diner. And he's like there. Everyone's a murderer in this film, running away from some crime, and they're all in this town.
Dude,
but like,
crazy.
Yeah, and he's in there. He gets a two-camera narration. Everyone gets weird two-camera narrations. Mike Myers, Garth, Ed O'Neill. I think Rob Lowe does a two-camera shot as well, like just looking straight down the barrel of the camera. Everyone.
Fourth wall was broken down right away.
Oh my God! And I'm like, okay, I get why. I get it. But one thing that annoyed me, the main thing that annoyed me about this whole film, was you never return to actual Wayne's World. The show of Wayne's World means nothing to this entire film. You see a little bit of it, then another little bit of it, and then another little bit of it at the end, and that's it. Everything else is just other stuff. Like, the actual reason why this whole movie was created is so ancillary to the entire movie. Like, I'm here to see Wayne's World, and they're like, nah, bro, we're gonna go to this club, then we're gonna go to like Tia Carrere's weird apartment, like warehouse.
What was that scene?
Dude, she's living in an operational warehouse. It looked like there was a loading dock where they were like bringing some sort of product in,
Her
and she
bed
was living
was
in the
like
back.
in this middle of her bed looked like it was like a Whitesnake album video that
Yeah,
was left alone, and she was like, I'm just gonna sleep here.
yeah,
She had no money. She
nothing.
hadn't gotten signed yet. She's like 22, maybe. I don't know. She might be 17. We still don't know what these people's ages are.
No, no.
She's living in squalor, just like April O'Neil. Okay, we don't know, but she happened to take over a warehouse where Whitesnake was videoed.
Yeah, yeah. It was like they shot the White Snake video. And she might have been in it, and they're like, "All right, let's break all this down and throw it in the garbage." It's like, "Oh, well, I'll take it. I'll just leave it. I'll clean up." And instead of cleaning up, she set roots down, and she's like got a mailing address, and and she lives there. But during the day, they're like loading, I don't know, what, like product on a loading dock sometime somewhere outside this warehouse, and like Wayne goes there to like be with her. What a weirdo. The cool thing about Tia Carrera though, and her whole part, she sang all those songs, and she wrote original music. All those songs are pretty much all the original music that like I had no idea what they were. She wrote them.
Really?
Yeah, those are
Oh,
all
wow.
her songs almost. So she wrote all that music. She wrote the lyrics. She sang those songs. So actually, like that was an amazing performance. But I was just baffled by like where she lived. No one had a real home except for Rob Lowe.
Well, Wayne had a real home, but that basement was a pretty big basement. That basement reminded me of the That 70s Show basement.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it took forever to walk down the stairs.
forever.
Like, it was like a very long stairwell.
Yeah, it was a very long stairwell, but we never go back there. It's
No,
the
because
most
then Rob Lowe makes like the set. He like makes Wayne World into a set.
right. But
No,
I
we go
wanted,
back there. We go back there like at the end of the movie.
yeah, for 2 seconds, like and then some weird mafioso comes in there, and like it's
I
like
still don't know how the movie was that. Well, I mean, the show was that funny though. Like we only saw.
it was bad.
It was
Let's be
bad.
honest. If you saw that shit on television, you would be like, "What is this garbage? Like, how is this a show?" You know what I mean? Like, but like you need that. You need Bill and Ted. You need Wayne's World to then have Beavis and Butthead. I think, but you'd never go back to this basement. It's the most iconic basement in the entire thing, and it's where the sketch from SNL is. It's everything, and yet you only see it 3 times, like very quickly. It was so weird to me. I didn't understand why I wasn't watching more in the basement. You know what I mean?
Because the show sucked. Because there was one part, remember, they're like, "We're in Delaware. We're in Delaware."
That I remember being funny. Like, Delaware. I'm in Delaware. Like, there are jokes in this movie that made me laugh, like that stuff. But some of this other stuff was just crazy. So, where are we?
All right. So basically, we're nowhere because we're as mumbled and jumbled as this movie is.
Movie.
I think we're at the. So he's at the donut shop. His
Right.
friend. I guess they're trying to sober up their friend. Who does he have a name?
No, I don't know what his name is. And in fact, this is where we see Garth's obsession, that girl, that blonde girl.
Oh, and then you get the swing.
Yeah, yeah.
Swing,
Garth
swing.
is
Which, by the way, is annoying.
totally annoying. I was like, this movie is these two guys walking around with boners the entire time. And Garth is a stalker. He scares me. There's something behind the eyes of Garth. Like he's another serial killer. I feel like him and Rob Lowe are just serial killers in this film, and Mike Myers is like a doofus walking around, hey, I'm Wayne, and then it's like Garth is just like, hey, and then looking at things and just like being like, at night he just stays out all night and just like hunts people.
Yeah, and he thinks about Bugs Bunny if Bugs Bunny was a girl.
What the hell was that?
Do you know that was improvised?
Yeah, that was improvised.
That whole thing of them being on the hood of the car.
Yeah.
Was like the last shot of the film, that like when they were filming, and she was like, "Just do whatever you want," and like that was improvised, and it was pretty funny because he was like, "Yeah, no, I never thought of that."
Did you ever do anything like that? Watch the planes like that?
No, but I've seen that shot many of times.
Right?
I do watch planes. I like planes. I like travel. I see, but I've never, and I live by an airport. But like, I've never. First of all, no one could get that close to an airport.
No, no,
Not nowadays.
no.
If you stop your car that close that
No.
you'd be able to just hang out and look up, you would get arrested.
Oh,
You
2
would be
seconds.
too close to an airport like that.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Why are you over here?"
Yeah. Like, I've seen that a lot in like movies shot in LA. Like,
yeah.
how close you getting to the lax? Come on.
You are not to the lax. Dude, you don't want to be that close to the lax.
No.
Because it is gross. And plus, why do you want to be under a plane? There are just fumes. It's just fumes and like, sewage.
Loud.
And it's gross.
Your eardrums are blowing up.
Yeah, you might die. Like that would be a terrible thing to do. Like, but I see that shot all the time. You're right. It's just so weird. Like we could just talk about anything random. I mean, think about that club they went to where they first meet Tia Carrera, right? Like they go to this club. There's fire shooting out of the roof of this club, right?
Yeah.
Meatloaf is the bouncer.
Of course,
he has a couple lines, and then that's the end of Meatloaf. I mean, like, there's a $20 million budget on this film, and literally it's spent all on these cameos, right?
Cameos, but there's a lot of product placement.
Holy shit, dude.
I love that they make fun of the product placement.
Yeah.
In the movie.
They had to.
They had to
because it was flagrant. It was ridiculous. Every 2 seconds, it was just like out of hand.
Oh, but it was everywhere.
Yeah. There's a scene.
And it wasn't, they didn't even hide it.
Oh, no. Not at all. It was like, when like in Ghostbusters, when they open the refrigerator and it's like the Coke can is right there. It's just like.
Yeah, it's like facing it perfectly. Because, in life, everybody sits there and faces their kitchen.
Oh yeah, dude. That's what my refrigerator looks like. Every product is just on.
It's like you're remembering like working at CVS and you're like, gotta face the kitchen. Like
yeah, I go in there, I bring everything up, everything up.
You don't have to reach in for anything.
No, you don't have to reach in. Everything comes up, and I label everything.
You have a sign behind it. It's like, please ask manager to order more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, do you want a rain check? The hell is that? Does anyone know what a rain check is anymore?
Yeah, what is that?
Useless.
Can I get a rain check?
Yeah.
Is that like a real thing?
I wrote so many of them for canned mushrooms when people were buying them from Walgreens.
No, you wrote rain checks?
Ton of them.
Wait, that was a real thing?
Yeah, people would come in if we didn't have the sale item. They would ask for a rain check, and then you'd ask how many they wanted, and they're like, "Oh, I want 20." So they come in next whenever it was back and not on sale, buy 20 of them, and get the sale price.
Because they had the rain check.
Right.
What did the rain check look like?
This is a piece of paper with like some.
Why was it called rain check?
Because you know how people go, "Oh, you want to go out for lunch? I'll take a rain check," meaning like we'll do some other time. It's like I'll get this some other time.
Oh, I thought it was like saving it for a rainy day.
No.
It all probably ties into. Well, it's rain check.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. So they go to that dumb club.
I didn't know that was the real thing. You were like issuing rain checks to people.
Yeah,
dude. The first time I've never heard that phrase actually being used. Like I've heard it being used, but I thought it was like a figure of speech. You're saying that actually had somebody actually said it, and you actually did something,
dude. You have no
produced
clue.
a rain check.
Every time there was sales at like Walgreens or CVS where I would work, not now, but when I used to work in these horrible places. I hate these places. Anyway.
Just making sure our fans know.
Yeah, shout out to Matt Airy.
You don't work there.
Don't work there. But if a customer comes in and you had a sale item, like we had ridiculous sales. If anyone in here is listening, do not go to your drugstore to buy food items, like canned stuff. But we'd have sale on like canned mushrooms. So I'll never forget this. And people would buy them. And if it was out, then people would get a rain check for those things. Or like Jell-O. Like they would love to get like a sale on Jell-O and then buy 150 of them or something, like a maniac. And we don't have any more. And they get a rain check and like, I want 25. It's like, what? So you just write the rain check and get them out.
Mine is blown. Rain
And then
checks are real.
but those rain checks could never, if the item was discontinued, which happened a lot, then that rain check was useless.
Oh,
That's
God.
right. That's
All right.
right. Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah.
Rain
Welcome
check.
back to the episode, everybody.
All right. Where are we now? Okay, so we're back at the.
You like this movie? This is what I'm talking about. We
club.
just had a discussion on rain checks.
I don't know if I like this movie.
Patrick Bateman.
I thought it was funny, as in, like, it was just dumb. Like, the movie was just, it was useless, right? It was just funny punchlines or awkwardly funny.
Well, let's talk
almost
about
not supposed to be funny, but funny because it wasn't funny.
Right. Like
Funny.
that scene where Garth, they're in that like weird club, right? They're going to see a band. Tia Carrere's band is there. And Garth
Oh, God.
cattle prods a person.
Yo, he killed someone.
Yeah, he killed that guy.
He killed the guy.
That person. And it's supposed to be a
First
joke.
of
Everyone's like, yeah, but Garth, he murdered that person.
Murdered him.
Yeah, and nothing happened. He murdered that guy. In fact, Tia Carrere, she killed someone, I think, in this film too. Didn't she like beat some guy up in that club?
Yeah, she karate'd kung fu or something.
She karate'd.
she
beat
brought
the
out
shit out of some
skills,
guy and I
man.
think killed him.
Garth killed somebody.
Yeah, Garth definitely killed that guy.
First of all, what was he carrying? Like a battery pack?
Okay, so
why does he have that in his truck?
It looks like a cattle prod. It looks like a thing that you kill like cows with before, like you shock them before you slaughter them.
Yeah.
So he did that to that dude. He cattle prod that guy and he killed him.
And that was
just next scene.
That reminded me of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the guy getting electrocuted. There was a big thing in the 90s. That's what they did.
Electrocution deaths, yeah.
Electrocution deaths happen, but subtly.
Right. It happens subtly, but it's like he killed him and it's like, oh, next scene.
Again, this is a cartoon.
It was
because
crazy.
You just forget about it. Like in cartoons, everyone's ageless. Like, how old is Bart Simpson? Tell me. How old is he?
4th grade? 5th grade?
I don't know. Okay. This is what it is. We're watching a live action cartoon because he kills somebody. Boom, next scene. By the way, Psycho's still there. She's following.
Oh, Laura
Wayne,
Flynn Boyle. Yeah.
Trying to make out. Don't they fall through a window?
Okay, Laura Flynn Boyle's character falls through a skylight.
Yeah.
And doesn't die.
Doesn't die. Cartoon.
Yeah, she doesn't die. But, if it wasn't for her character or other people in the film changing their clothing, wearing different clothes, I wouldn't know how much time would pass in this film because, like, Wayne and Garth just wear the same thing.
You're big on time in films.
Well, I need to know.
Anytime we watch films on these tests, you love to bring up the fact that you're not sure what time it is. You're like not sure if a couple of days went by. Dude, they had to set up the set. This is a couple weeks now. Right. Rob Lowe, blah blah blah. I want to get you a show. Setting up the set.
But before any of that, they go and do one of their other huge jokes. All these huge Wayne's World jokes happen in the first 15 minutes. The Grey Poupon joke.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That
in the car. Yeah, because this was a pop culture movie. So they had to bring up like old pop culture things. And the Grey Poupon joke was right in the beginning.
First 15 minutes. Everything
they had to grab you.
Everything at that first 15 minutes.
And that's what happens. So if once you lose your attention span, because that's when ADD was starting to happen, and they were trying to figure out how to give kids Ritalin, they were like, 15 minutes, we got to grab them, make everything funny in the first 15 minutes. Movie doesn't have to be any good after that. And then we wrap it up with some nostalgia because they finished it with a Scooby-Doo ending. Okay? So it didn't matter what the middle of this movie was.
I had no idea. Tia Carrere's character doesn't matter. There's no arc. Like Wayne has no arc. There's nothing. The characters don't learn anything.
No. So, question. Has Rob Lowe met Cassandra? Her name's Cassandra?
Cassandra, yeah. Tia Carrere's character's name is Cassandra.
Has Rob Lowe met Cassandra yet?
I have all my notes here. I do not think so.
No, because the story is that Rob Lowe did he meet Wayne's World yet? Wayne, I mean. No.
No, he meets Wayne and Garth like after the Grey Poupon stuff, and that's
After the
when
club?
Wayne. After what?
The club?
Yeah, because like after that, like Wayne talks to Cassandra. Remember, he's able to speak Cantonese like out of
Yes.
nowhere.
He
Um,
just so happens to speak Cantonese.
yeah, I have no idea anything about this character. He's just like,
Guy still lives with his parents.
yeah,
We're not sure how old he is.
no,
Has a
speak,
public access TV show.
yes,
Speaks Cantonese.
right, yeah.
Cool.
Friend murdered somebody.
Friend murdered someone. Has a
Yeah,
contraption in his car
yeah,
in which to murder people.
yeah. That's what I mean. He drops Wayne off at night and he goes out to kill people.
And they both hang out underneath airplanes,
Yeah,
sucking in fumes.
yeah.
Got it.
This is a crazy world. I mean, so okay, so I don't think Rob Lowe has seen Cassandra yet. All we know is like Wayne has fallen in love with her basically, and then after that, that's when Rob Lowe somehow gets in touch with them and they meet. Right? I really don't remember how, but the scene where they're in that bar and he's tricking them into signing over their their intellectual property or whatever and everything, and they sign that contract. That's funny. That's a funny scene because of the drinks are huge that they order. I mean, everything is crazy there.
Yeah. So they're over 21.
Yeah, they're over 21 because they can drink.
We just got that answer.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because Garth is trying to drink that like blue tequila thing.
yeah,
It's massive.
yeah,
Yeah, the whole joke is that they're at a bar that's like all the drinks are like you're in Vegas.
yeah, they're massive. You have that, and they sign over. And how much money do they sell? Did they sell everything for? $5,000.
$5,000.
Was that split between the two? No, it's like 10,000. I forget how they did it. But all I know is like 5,000. 5,000.
That's it. Huge for 21-year-old.
Dude, $5,000?
They didn't have cell phones back then. The bills were really low.
Yeah, but okay. All right. But think about it. $5,000. That's not like, and I see that in that film, and immediately I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem going forward. It wasn't. It wasn't a problem. That wasn't a problem. Them getting shortchanged the $5,000 wasn't a problem. They did everything they wanted. He bought that guitar, whatever. He pulled out a bunch of
Thing
money.
was like $3,000.
Yeah. But they didn't run into any financial problems.
It's because they were sponsored by all those
It was
Reebok,
crazy. Like that
Pizza
means,
Hut.
oh my God, it was ridiculous. But one thing I did find out, and I did, there was some research on this. This is the movie where That's What She Said was originated.
No. Where was that line?
It was somewhere in, I think, the contract part or before that, because I think they do meet Rob Lowe and Kurt Fuller before that,
Yeah.
before they sign the contract. And Kurt Fuller is wearing some insane clothing. I mean, he is
The whole
like,
time he's wearing insane clothing. He has like a track suit on at one point, like neon track suit.
which is great. He's wearing some awesome clothing. But yeah, there it is. The origin of That's What She Said.
Wow.
Wayne's World.
That's where that came from.
Yeah.
Wayne's World. And
Yeah.
the origin of the word not after you say something
That
you're
has
not
to
gonna do.
be the origin of that too. Okay, so it is a twist of a much older British phrase that tracks back more than a century to some point. The line was, as the actress says to the bishop, in reference to actresses whose company could be purchased after performances. So there's like a whole history, but when it comes to That's What She Said, the way it was said is definitely was first said in Wayne's World. Yeah, before The Office. It comes from that, as the actress said to the bishop, which is an old phrase from some English joke.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So Wayne's World
Awesome.
is important. Like, I'm not going to say that Wayne's World as a film and as a sketch and everything isn't imperative to pop culture, to comedy, to the way movies are made. I mean, even if you think about like shows that really I don't watch that much anymore, but even when you think of shows like Family Guy and stuff like that, how like there's no real plot. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Without Wayne's World, that stuff doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So like Wayne's World is important as a film.
But I guess what's the actual plot? So they're supposed to start this show.
Yeah.
That they got $5,000 for.
Yeah.
They're so happy about.
Yeah.
Wayne gets his guitar.
Yeah.
Cassandra at the same time all of a sudden is getting a record deal from Rob Lowe because he's just moving on to his next victim.
Yeah.
Right. So now we're setting up the scene for finally Wayne's World to air.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There are no stakes in this film, bro, because nothing happens. Like, what if Wayne's World didn't happen?
Well, they air, and like what happens is that's when Wayne finds out that he can't really do what he wants because he starts to make fun of the arcade guy.
Right, which was funny.
Arcade guy, and he's like, Asphyxer says what?
Yeah.
Which no one falls for that.
No one falls for that.
Right? No. But yet he did. This guy is so dumb that he didn't know that he was being made fun of, right? So then he gets upset, and like Wayne then quickly finds out that he has no say over any jokes or anything.
Yeah.
So he gets upset.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, Rob Lowe's already gotten. He's not even there. He's at Cassandra's.
No, he's there. Oh no, wait, is he there No, he's there at that moment when they're doing that.
Oh, he was.
Right.
Okay.
He leaves later. Like, remember when he sends Wayne and Garth to go see Alice Cooper?
Yes, that's how he distracts them because he's trying now to get with Cassandra.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, I'm going to sign your record deal. Put you in like a costume with holding snakes," and
and he learned Cantonese in 2 days. Like, everyone just could pick up Cantonese in no time.
Why we're living in a dream world? We're living in someone's head because, yeah, everyone speaks Cantonese.
Come on, I mean, I have a note here just saying thank you, Laura Flynn Boyle, because to me, her part was imperative. She was funny. At least like you see things happening. Like she gets hurt, she wears a neck brace. At least you know that like, okay, people can get hurt.
Question. Another random scene. They're playing hockey and the car comes and they go, game on now. So that was before Mallrats? I mean, before Clerks.
What year did Clerks come out? Because this was 1992, right?
I think Clerks was after that.
Clerks came out in 1994.
So game on, like game on. Another quote, if you will, coming from Wayne's World.
Well, yeah, the whole hockey scene, the rooftop hockey scene in Clerks, and their obsession with having to play hockey basically does come from Wayne's World and their obsession of playing hockey. And they're not even playing on skates, like, but I mean, like, yeah, that whole thing about playing hockey, like in Clerks.
Like, there's just a scene of them playing hockey.
That scene means nothing.
And they're just like, they're going back and forth talking about like girls or whatever.
Yeah, the only reason,
like they're just friends that are just doing whatever, and they both suck at hockey.
The worst.
Horrible. And why don't they have more people playing?
Dude, this is the thing. They have friends, but are they real people? I have no idea.
Well, one of them's a drug addict who needs help.
But where are their parents?
I don't know. Damn, I don't know. But how are they not having like a team play? Like, I didn't play with just two. Well, I guess I played with two people at some points, but like, you choose to play this hockey game?
Okay, so this is my question now.
The whole joke is like, game on.
Yeah.
Game on.
We've come to this point now that this is a really serious question.
Do we?
Are they 45 years old? Because only two men who are in their 40s or mid to late 30s who are so arrested to that, are some sense of arrested development, right, are maybe playing hockey together, right? They have no other friends because their other friends are like, guys, get your fucking shit together and move out of your parents' house. Like, everyone else is like off having their lives.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
You were out of the house by then. Now it's different. It's more expensive.
1992? I mean, unless they killed their parents and they have these houses.
Living in squalor.
They have to be.
In 1990s, they didn't have parents. Parents didn't exist.
No, these guys, they have to be mid to late 30s.
30s.
Yeah, it would be like me and you going, all right, let's just start playing hockey together. And who are we going to call to play with us? Like, if I still lived in New York and I was like, all right, let's call up a few people to play hockey. Who's coming?
Like right now? No one's coming. People are like, dude, I fucking have shit to do.
Yeah, we're like, all right, and then we gonna put our jerseys on and start playing hockey like like in the middle of the street. If someone's driving down the road and they see two grown men playing hockey in the middle of the road, they're like, "There's a
Game
problem here."
on.
Like, game on. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, game on. We're gonna call 911 now." Like,
Yes.
you can't have two grown men playing hockey in the middle of the suburbs.
No.
But
By
thankfully,
themselves. There should have been more people.
by themselves.
They're not
Thank
training. He's not going to be
no,
professional. How they
no.
don't have a bunch of people? We used to play with a lot of people. A lot of people
Yeah,
just show up.
when you are kids, they're older men.
30? Are they 30 now?
They have to be somewhere in their 30s. I believe they have to be somewhere in their 30s.
Okay.
Late 20s. I'll give them late 20s.
Late 20s.
Like,
All right.
guys, how old? We'll see, but the guys in Clerks were able to get people together to play with them.
Yeah.
But they couldn't get anyone. And they have friends. Those guys that are, working the cameras, they don't look like they have, like, I don't know, day jobs. Like,
That
what
is
else are
their
they going to
job.
do? Those guys aren't lawyers or, like, doctors or even anything.
Maybe they didn't like playing hockey. Maybe the hockey was like a tribute to Mike Myers' Canadianism.
Well, see, that's what Canadianism. That's what I think. That's when I saw the hockey, I was like, this is just Mike Myers wanting to put hockey in there. I mean,
No, that's all that was.
because think
That's
about
all
it.
that was.
Yeah, and the Love
Because-
Guru it's a movie based around hockey. He
Yeah.
has to shove Canada in our face.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason you
Wayne-
have that scene is Laura Flynn Boyle, so she can go, "Hey, Wayne," and then flip over her car.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
another iconic scene. Thankfully, they
And
saved
she's
that for
riding
somewhere.
a bike.
Yeah. Yeah. Why doesn't she have a
Okay.
car?
She's 18. She's still in high school. Why is she obsessed with Wayne?
I have no idea.
He didn't even have a band. He talks about bands.
He didn't have a band.
He had
He
a public
had
access show.
a public access show. He lives at home, and that's it. And he got $5,000, and it was like the biggest thing for him. He bought a guitar, which I don't know if he really knows how to play. And then he just, that's it.
No, because we only hear him play like a riff, right?
Yeah,
And
from
he doesn't
Stairway to
even
Heaven.
get to finish it because
Yeah.
there's no stairway. But yet Garth gets to like do a whole drum solo.
Yeah. He really played those drums. Dana Carvey really did that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that he really played that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. See, I mean, there are cool things in this film.
So there's nothing. There's another scene when they get distracted and they have to go. They see Alice Cooper, and they say, "We're not worthy" twice, right? They do first to like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Cameo Aerosmith.
Wait, where was the Aerosmith cameo?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I just messed up the movies.
Was that a Wayne's
I'm
World
on
2?
Wayne's World 2. Was in Aerosmith.
See, it doesn't matter. The two
It
worlds
doesn't matter.
blend together. You have no idea. Hey, when they talk to Socrates?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So like, all right. So
You notice no one wears a seatbelt in this film?
no, I didn't notice that.
No one wears a seatbelt when they're in the car.
Perfect. It's the 90s, Dan. Accidents didn't happen. All right. So they get distracted. Cassandra is shooting a film or something. No. That's not even happening yet.
No, see, exactly. That's not happening yet at all. He comes back, or she's living. I don't know what she's doing.
Doesn't she have a meeting with him in the apartment? And Wayne and Garth
Yeah.
go to the apartment, and Garth now talks to the camera.
Yeah, Wayne
was
Garth.
like,
Yeah.
ribbed for her pleasure. Like was like creepily going through this guy's apartment.
Yeah, and he said that was gross. Like he was like ribbed for her pleasure. Ew. I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
what is the joke there?
He's a psychopath.
He is
He's
a
a psychopath.
psycho. Remember he stabbed that thing, or he did that on set where like he like
Yeah, he didn't
bashed
like
that
change.
thing. Yeah, he bashed that thing on the table or something. He's like, and like change. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, there's something wrong with this guy. When it was
Apparently, Garth was based on Dana Carvey's brother,
which
who
freaks
was
me out.
apparently a genius.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Who carries around a killing machine in his car.
Yeah, carries around a killing machine in his car. Yeah.
Yeah, so Garth goes through this whole thing, his own monologue or, fourth wall breakdown of like how this guy is taking Cassandra.
Yeah.
And Wayne doesn't even see it.
Right.
If you're his best friend, why aren't you telling him that?
That's what I want to know. These two guys, they don't talk to each other, or they just play hockey together. They pick up their drunk friend, their drug addict friend on the bench. They go to that coffee shop. He stalks that blonde woman who apparently later on you find out she actually works there. I didn't even know that she worked there. I thought she was just a person there, but she works there.
Doing what? She sits down most of the time.
She's a waitress. She was behind the counter at one point.
Oh, all right. News to me. And why does Wayne have like all the power of attorney here? Like Garth has nothing to say.
Nothing to say. Wayne just takes over. This is why there's got to be something wrong with Garth, and I think Wayne just takes advantage of that, and he basically just tells him, "I'm just doing this" or whatever. But yeah, he does that. He doesn't tell him that Rob Lowe is trying to steal his girlfriend at all. He just goes,
doesn't say it.
No, oh, we're going to see Alice Cooper. Cool, let's go. Like,
yeah,
dude, tell your buddy there. It's like we don't have to go see Alice Cooper. We could stay here. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
But and then they go see Alice Cooper. Chris Farley shows up out of nowhere.
Yes.
Thank
isn't it like every guy's girlfriend is back there?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they go, oh, whose limo's that? And he tells them, oh, the guy from like Sony or whatever. And I'm like, he just set up the ending.
Yeah.
I was literally like, that's it.
But they make fun of that. Like they say, they're like, well, that was very specific. You know, because he was like, he's going to be on the.
Yeah, oh, he knew a lot of specific, some weird thing like that. I was like, oh my God. It was like someone was behind me while I was watching this going like, huh? You get that? Huh? Huh?
But that was, I guess that was so stupid about the movie. It's just that it's making fun of itself in a way.
Yeah.
You know, it's a comedy that's making fun of a comedy inside someone's head, which is also a cartoon. It's also American Psycho, which is also Brian Flanagan.
Yeah.
Cocktail.
But I got it. I didn't need them to do it all the time. I didn't need them to go, got it? You got it? You got it? Like, yeah, dude, I got it. Shut up. Like, it's like someone who just narrates everything all the time. Like, hey, you see that shit? You remember what just happened?
Watch this.
Watch this.
Yeah.
What? Right there.
You saw that thing turn blue?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Not to ruin anything, but just let me know. I'm going to tell you. It's
now, do you see that she's wearing blue? Oh, so that something's going to happen. They're wearing the same blue.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. You see that in the background? That guy right there? Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Did you see they showed you the clock? They showed you the clock in the scene? Something's going to happen at 8:15.
Shut up. Just write a movie with stakes. It didn't matter. Like, they got everything they wanted. It didn't matter. If the entire town exploded, it would have been like them two driving through a dystopic landscape being like, hey, so where we going now? Like,
yeah. Well, it didn't matter because you could just change the ending, apparently.
But can I just say there was like one weird thing, that not just one weird thing about where Cassandra was living, but she had a clarinet on the nightstand out of nowhere. There was just like out of everything that was there, she had this weird, just a clarinet sitting there. Why?
Clarinet? They wanted to show that she was musically inclined, and she also was trained in classical.
I would have loved if she took that clarinet and started playing it, because it would have been way better than watching Mike Myers walk around in his underwear.
Camera 1, camera 2.
Sure.
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. I still do that. See,
you do that shit?
I do. I joke around with Kristen all the time about that. I go, camera 1, camera 2. And she's like, what are you doing? I don't think she likes Waynesboro.
Dude, that scene, the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, why does this woman like this weirdo? Like, what is going on here? Like, how did she let him in her warehouse?
I don't know.
Literally.
I don't know. I like her bed, though. I mean, there's drapes.
It looks like she lives in a yurt.
Yeah. There's drapes. I'm telling you, she lives in a music video.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you're right. She lives in a Whitesnake video. Totally does. Talking about music, there's a lot of singing in this song, in this movie.
Of course there is.
Full songs.
I mean,
I think it's like 4.
The movie is about music, about dudes who like music, right?
Right.
They're supposed to be like rockers, cool guys that love music.
Yeah,
Are they supposed to be cool? Are they supposed to be cool?
Oh, you backtracked. You're like, this was supposed to be about cool guys who like music. Wait, are they supposed to be cool? No, I
Like, are
don't
they
know.
supposed to be like? I think they're supposed to be cool.
I guess they're supposed to be cool, but like I wouldn't think that they were cool. To me, they're like Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead aren't cool. They're just like two
They are in
weird
their own
loners.
world.
Yeah. Well, they're in their own world. I feel like they're just two people that other people just tolerate in some way because they can't get rid of them and they're not
Wayne,
going away.
the whole town helps them, Dan.
Dude, look at that town. What do you mean the whole town? There's like a group of dudes help them.
The
Ed
people at the
O'Neill,
donut shop.
the Ed O'Neill guy, the guy who gets fired from the public access channel, right? A cop, who the cop was funny, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then, yeah, and then they help them do whatever. But I mean, it didn't matter what they did because like they could just change the ending.
Wasn't the cop from Terminator 2, didn't he pull over
Yes,
Wayne in this movie?
he was. I wrote that down. He was definitely, yeah, he was from Terminator 2.
This movie had such random cameos.
Yeah, that was so weird. What does that mean? Terminator 2 came out after Wayne's World? Before Wayne's World?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which is crazy. I didn't think that. I didn't realize that that's how old Terminator 2 was.
No, I thought it
I
would be
can't wait to test Arnold Schwarzenegger movies because, woo, let me tell you, those shits are hilarious.
Oh, dude, my brain hurts.
My brain hurts. We haven't even gone through this. I don't, this movie, this podcast is all over the place because this movie is all over the place.
Yeah, really, because
Basically,
if we just talk about the ending.
Okay, let's kind of like, basically it just goes to a point where Wayne realizes that he got into a bad contract. Garth just follows Wayne, so it doesn't matter. None of this matter. Like, the story about Garth doesn't matter. I mean, he's just a psychopath that's living with Wayne. But like,
Is he living with Wayne, or does he live with a by?
No, where does he live? They don't ever say. But he has a car. Wayne doesn't have a car. Garth has a car. Right? Right. Okay. But yeah, we think Wayne is the smarter guy.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not.
Are we playing in front of Wayne's house when we're playing hockey? Or are we playing in front of Garth's house? Wayne's house.
I think we're playing in front of Wayne's house.
And why is the trailer there still? Who moves the trailer? Parents don't care about that trailer being there with the satellite dish?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're not making that much money, that trailer's moving. That satellite dish is moving.
And all that camera
doesn't
equipment.
make money. Dan, there's a lot. What does the parents do? Nobody ever cares about what the parents do in these movies.
No.
Kevin McAllister's dad, nobody fucking knows what that guy did for a living.
No,
Worked for the CIA. Maybe. I don't know.
He had to have. I mean, he has made a lot of money to get have 1,200 people go on vacation with them.
Not that great of a person though, because he forgets his kid. Okay. Nobody likes kids in the 90s because they're either not there or they forget them or they make them parent trapped. No, 90s parents are terrible parents.
Yeah, it was parents versus kids.
Yes.
But in this movie, you have two grown men acting like children with no parents.
They're on vacation.
For how long?
Well, in your eyes, not that long because they're wearing the same clothes.
I think maybe we have like a retired parent situation. They just paid the mortgage on the house and left that shit to these two idiots. And we're just if they burn the house down, I don't care.
Okay. Got it.
That's the only way I can make sense of this.
All right. So I don't know what happens. I forget at this point. When Wayne realizes that Rob Lowe's character is taking Cassandra.
Right.
Oh, because he loses the contract. Because he doesn't want to like change certain things, whatever. So he loses the contract. Does he have to give the money? Does he have to give the guitar back? I feel like he would need to.
I don't think so.
There's no consequences.
No, yeah, he just bought it. It didn't matter.
Yeah. So then Garth comes out with this crazy like spectrum thought process of like bouncing off satellite to this to the Mr. Big's car. You know, we're gonna have Cassandra play our show. Yeah. And Big is gonna just love it so much that he's gonna come and play. Yeah. Wayne runs to the Snake music video, which is right outside of Cassandra's house because they're in the warehouse where music videos are shot. Right?
Yeah, nothing was being exported or imported that day into the warehouse.
No.
They're like, let's shoot another video.
They changed it into Waterfall.
Yeah, that's where they did.
Cassandra's band hates her.
Right? Totally. They totally do.
Because like she made decisions without asking them.
Yeah, everyone's making decisions without asking their partners. Everybody. They just
not nice
like,
people.
We're doing this. No, I mean Rob Lowe did that to Kurt Fuller.
Yeah,
Cassandra did that to her band. Wayne did that to Garth. But in the end, it all works out.
Well, when you could redo the movie 3 times, yeah.
But like that's the thing. What the ending is implausible. Like, did they even have the technology to bounce a signal off a satellite into a television they didn't know existed inside a limousine? That like, how did they even figure that out? Pre-Google Maps, Dude, come on now. Pre-Google Maps. I mean, this is like hackers level, like computer technology.
They had to use a satellite. I don't know how, man. I don't know how they did it.
It didn't make any sense. I just don't even know how he got Cassandra back. I mean, he said some bullshit line and then he got her back, I guess.
Yeah, and then she gets back while Rob Lowe is driving back and gets pulled over by the cop. It's daytime, isn't it? Or is it nighttime? Might be nighttime.
He leaves during the day and then he gets pulled over at night. Oh, no, wait. Did they get pulled over during the day and show up at Wayne's at night?
Again,
where did they
none of this matters.
Where were they?
I don't know where they were, but they finally got there. She got her whole band to leave. Like, she's like, Campbell, wait. Because she realizes that Rob just wants to, get it in. But, like, because he has ribbed for her pleasure. But, like, all of a sudden she leaves. How's the band coming with her? And she's got her, like, zipper dress on.
Where is this?
Where's that dress?
Cram in that basement. TV cameras.
Dude, no way everybody's in that basement. First of all, it looked like the ending of Saturday Night Live. And they're all in this grandma's basement.
Yeah. Dude, what song? And she sang like a cover song at the end.
Oh, Ballroom Blitz or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Another flawless cover by Manny Coelho. That is
Ballroom Blitz. That tree is far away. Oh my God. Ballroom Blitz. First of all, big up to the limo driver, stunt driver.
Oh.
Because he makes a U-turn on a highway that even surpasses Die Hard's limo driver. Dude.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it also reminded me of like the crazy chase scene in the middle or the beginning or middle of Cobra when Stallone has that like car, I don't know what kind of car it is, where he just like he stops it in the middle of the parkway, does a 180, and then throws it in reverse and puts a submachine gun out the window and starts firing it, going backwards. And then after he blows that car, does another 180 and goes forward. Like, I was like, man, like, how did they even come up? They didn't even have to CGI that. Like, that was CGI.
A stunt driver did that.
That was unbelievable.
The stunt driving that happened in just that part of Wayne's, they must have paid a lot of money just for that shot. That was crazy.
Hope so. That was an unbelievable turn. I mean, I was like, yeah, there we go. Because by that time, I was just like, what is happening? I was just like, this movie has to end at this point. It has to.
Dude, it was so good that this guy literally made his limo driver do that. That guy would have tossed, things would have tossed everywhere. Vodka, you've been in a limo before?
Yeah.
Fucking those crystal fake, not vodka, but vodka. Like, everything's all over the place. I don't care that they're on the cup holders. That ain't holding it. That guy, Mr. Big, cigar, gone. Destroyed.
Gone.
Maybe even started a fire because ashes are everywhere.
That guy would have died. He would have broke his neck in there.
He would have hit his head against the TV, a tube TV. That thing would have been flung. Nothing would have stood that turn.
No, that limo.
The G-forces of that turn. No, would have been destroyed.
Yeah, and then he shows up. That's the other thing. Like, you're turning on the parkway because of this cover of Ballroom Blitz.
ballroom, but it's
That's just like, oh my god, you hear this cover of Ballroom Blitz? Do a U-turn. I don't care about anyone's life or mine. Do a U-turn in the middle of the parkway. Like,
let's go back to this one point. Wayne still doesn't have a TV show. He's just helping Cassandra. This movie is just based on a guy. It's based on this. Ready? Swing. That's all this is.
This movie is
swing. It's based on a dude who wants to get with a girl, and he gets her to get a contract, and he leaves his friend. Doesn't care about this He got $5,000 to shoot one show, and he's back doing cable access. There was no Wayne's World that happened. It's Cassandra's world.
I mean, first of all, you're absolutely right. And secondly, he couldn't just suck it up and do like one commercial with this arcade guy like a month or a week and then do whatever else you want. Like, I know we talked about selling out. Like, we did that. We talked a little bit about that in the Blink-182 episode. But like, all they were asked was to do one thing. And he's like, nah, bro. What do you have to lose? You have, like, what are you doing other than that? Playing two-person hockey and, like, going to a donut shop where Garth, like, pretends that he's, like, you know, doing that foxy lady dance, which, you know, back when I watched that as a kid was kind of cool. Now I watched that, I was like, this is creepy. Like, stop moving like that. Stop doing all of that. This woman is just, like, probably scared out of her mind. It's not like she ever has lines in this film.
No.
He's just
this movie. It's Cassandra's world. Wayne is doing everything he can to get some swing, and nothing happens after that. They don't have a show.
No. This movie was basically the plot of American Pie. It's like, all right, we all got to get laid before the end of senior year.
Yes.
That's all this was. Like, was Wayne trying to get with Cassandra the entire time. Mm-hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right. It didn't matter if he ruined his show. It didn't matter if he ruined his friendship. And his friend didn't want to tell him anything. So, like, you know, it just was about two dudes trying to get with girls. And the ancillary story of them having some sort of public access show and some stalker, you know, Wayne stalker and all these other characters. And then and basically at the end is like, let's get Cassandra signed.
Because that's going to get me to get her to love me.
Yeah.
And that was it. So it wasn't really about Wayne's World. Well, it's Wayne's World because he's his selfish world. And it's his world. So we get an ending. I don't even remember how it ended. Like, he shakes her hand. Oh, I really like your stuff. So this dude just walks into somebody's house. Parents don't stop this guy.
That's the thing. Like, would he knock on the door? Like, you know,
guy looks like the guy from Fight Club who comes in and he's like, Sal's bar, right? I forget the Al's bar or something like that. He's like, oh, I'm Sal, and then he gets his ass kicked by Brad Pitt. That's what this guy looked like.
Dude, wait, but he is actually someone that, like, oh my God, he's been in a couple movies. He's been in some mafia movies. Like, I know he's from like Goodfellas or something like that. I've seen
that hair, you see that hair everywhere.
Oh. Oh my God, dude! Seriously,
silver streaks over there.
Oh my God, yeah. So, but that's what's funny. You have the one ending where it's just like, yeah, you're, I like you, but yeah, you're not ready. End of movie. Okay. And then it's like, well, we don't really like that. Let's do it.
Well, and then she gets mad at Campbell, right? She's like, you ruined me. Right, she's mad, but the other band members don't give a shit. They're just kind of there. They're just standing there. Again,
yeah, they're like
two selfish people.
And then Wayne goes, "Oh, let's do the extra happy ending." And then they do it, and she gets signed?
She gets signed, and a couple of things happen. Yeah. Oh, and then like Rob Lowe like talks about how he like learned something or whatever, and then they do the one where Rob Lowe is like the janitor, the creepy guy. I forget who he is. He plays one of the older guys because they do the Scooby-Doo editing.
Oh yeah.
They rip up his mask.
But we did forget that Kurt Fuller becomes like a good guy.
He does.
That's how they get the TV. That's how they get that shit into the limo.
Yes.
Right? Because they need Kurt Fuller.
Because Kurt Fuller is playing security guard at the marketing department.
No,
TV show.
no, was he? Oh no, he was the Kurt Fuller's guy working with Rob Lowe.
Yeah, but he was like for some reason at the place because they were going to get the TV stuff, and he stopped them, and they're like, basically, we'll give you pizza.
Oh my God, bro! I don't know.
I don't really know what we talked about.
No, I have no either. The only thing I'm sure of is that Rob Lowe is Patrick Bateman. That's my takeaway from this.
Rob Lowe is Patrick Bateman, and we're in Patrick Bateman's dream right before he's about to chainsaw a woman's head off. Remember he used to like talk to himself in that movie? Yeah. Well, he talked to himself the whole time, but like he would black out when he didn't know who was what. Yeah. This is one of his blackouts.
This is one of his blackouts. Oh, Manny, well, here we are.
I guarantee you we can start that conspiracy.
Listeners, I want everyone to start a campaign that like Wayne's World is a blackout scene from American Psycho. This is Patrick Bateman's blackout dream when he is Rob Lowe inside this. Because I still don't understand how Rob Lowe, if he was a marketing executive, how he had the power to sign people to things. I don't know what he was signing them to.
Nope. This movie was shot in 34 days.
34 days. It shows. Okay, dude.
But made $100 million, over $100 million.
183 million. How? Yeah. I just wanted you to know that Wayne's World 2 came out like a year after, maybe not even. Budget $40 million. Box office $48.2 million.
Wow, not that good at all.
In 1 year. In not even a year. I think this one, Wayne's World 1 came out February 14th, 1992. Wayne's World 2 came out December 10th, 1993.
Wow.
And it made like not even half of what it made.
Dana Carvey played Garth as like a favor on the sketch in Saturday Night Live. Didn't know that this was going to go where it was. And everybody got very like into their property of those characters. Yeah. And then I think Mike Myers, even at like a reunion, realized that he owed a couple people apologies and basically apologized to the director and said it wouldn't have been as funny without the director.
Well, yeah, he had such problems with the director that he blocked the director from doing the second film. Yeah. Which is crazy because the director probably took whatever craziness this script was and patched it together. I mean, I can't even imagine editing this film. I mean,
good luck editing this podcast.
I'm not going to edit it. It's going to be it's over. Like I'm playing it exactly.
This is a Mitch Hedberg first cut.
Oh my God!
CD jokes,
Manny.
CD jokes.
What do you think?
Public access podcast called the Nostalgia Test.
We're at the most important part.
Oh, the part that everybody should just fast forward to? No.
If you're just tuning in, no.
Yeah. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I want to say I liked it before we started talking about it. It's funny because sometimes when we talk about stuff, I go through it and I'm like, oh, I actually didn't like it, and now I do. I think I'm kind of. It has a lot in it that made it to pop culture and things that I'm still saying.
The one thing about Wayne's World that after we talked about it, for me, the watching experience was rough.
See, I felt that way about Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then after talking about it, I was like, it actually was a pretty good movie. I definitely had more of a plot than this fucking movie.
Well, yeah, there were stakes involved with Bill and Ted, like drastic stakes. I mean, I've been watching
a fun movie.
Wayne's World?
Wayne's World. It was fun.
I think it was
funny.
fun.
It was stupid funny. It did make fun of itself. It didn't take itself seriously at all. No. You don't have to watch any of it. You could just turn it on and be like, oh, there's a joke. Oh, there's a joke. Oh, there's a joke. Within 15 minutes, you'll have a joke. Yeah,
you don't have to watch this from the beginning.
No. But
there's no reason.
I will say that watching the first 15 minutes is enough.
Yeah, that's where all the iconic jokes are, pretty much. I think there's one more after that somewhere. But, I mean, and there's a lot of stuff we didn't get to. I mean, there's jokes and stupid nonsense all over the place. I think watching it was rough. I just had a hard time. But I think talking about it is fun because it's so stupid. And like
Yes.
I would say it's probably a fun movie to watch when you're not never thinking this is serious. Like there's nothing to take serious in this film. There's no plot, there's nothing. And I think knowing that allows you to have fun watching it. But for me, it does not pass the nostalgia test. This movie remains a nostalgic film. I don't know if I want to. I don't know. I guess I feel bad saying that because it's like this iconic film, and people are probably going to kill me for not saying that it passed the nostalgia test. But this is personally for me. Like, I just don't think it gets out of the '90s. I think there's so many things that have come out of that film, but I think it's.
Would you watch it again?
I think I would watch it again just to kind of make fun of it as a joke. If like, you know, a bunch of people got together to go, hey, let's watch Wayne's World and make this game, if you know, like a drinking game to it or something stupid like that. Like, but I'm not going to earnestly go, I need to watch this. Like the other day I watched Back to the Future because I love that film and I would watch that over and over again. But I don't think I would necessarily watch Wayne's World over and over. And I think it's only because the nostalgia of it is so strong for me that it's only there in that moment in the 90s. For like, it's a 90s film that I would just go, yeah, but it's not a 90s film that leaves nostalgia, that leaves that nostalgic space.
I think I agree. I agree that it's nostalgic and it will just be that. Again, if it's on because, hey, let's all watch this and just laugh and remember how stupid it was together, I'm not watching this again. Like I said, I could say other buddy movies that passes the test that it's still funny now, even more than nostalgic. Just like some other movies that we've said in other episodes. Yeah, this is just kind of there. It was stupid. It was fun. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, other than just being a bunch of jokes. Ballroom Blitz, kind of shit.
Oh my God! Well, everybody. That's the end of this episode of the Nostalgia Test. Hope you enjoyed our random walk through Wayne's World. But I do feel like this episode definitely mirrors what Wayne's World is. It's like a bunch of random jokes that could have happened at any time. It just needs to happen. And that's exactly what Wayne's World is. But it is also definitely an important, iconic 90s film. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts and let us know what you think. And Manny, do you have any final words for our listeners?
Party on, Dan.
Party on, Manny. All right. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Please subscribe to the Nostalgia Test podcast to know when new episodes drop. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars and a positive review so more people can find the podcast. Share your thoughts and memories on today's topic on our Twitter @NostalgiaTest and on Instagram @TheNostalgiaTest. Tune in next time because you never know what pop culture will pop up on The Nostalgia Test.